Oh, it looks like everything's up and running. Okay, top chat. All right. Let's see if I can get. All right. Hey, welcome to the channel. Um, you know what? Hey, whatever. That is first time. Well, this is my second time doing the actual cybersecurity briefing. I think the last one was probably a few months back, probably like last year or something like that, but wasn't really consistent. So in this one, this is gonna be more it'll be more beneficial for both viewers and myself. Again, let me introduce myself. I am the Ted IT. My original name Dominic Mack. I've been in the IT game for a little over 8 years, 8, 10 years. I've been on both sides of the spectrum, from software development, software engineering, to network engineering, to now, well, system administration, to now I'm actually getting into cybersecurity. Found a good interest into it, and right now I'm pursuing my master's in cybersecurity. But yeah, it's my background. Like I said, I've been a system administrator for like 6 years in the military. Well, overall 8 years, 6 years in the military, 2 years in logistics space, and now I'm in the logistics space still. I'm still doing IT space in the logistics space for another company here in the States. And this cybersecurity news, well, I call it CyberSec Threat Intel Brief, just because I feel like being a cybersecurity or being into cybersecurity or starting off, that you should have a good idea of what is out there, but not just reading what's out there, also being able to break things down and to explain it to the best of your abilities, especially to people that don't know, especially if you're working or going to be getting a job getting a job within a certain organization in that field, and you have to talk to people that do not know cybersecurity at all, that are non-technical. And I feel like doing this type of channel where we'll take 3 articles. I'm still figuring out if it's going to be a weekly thing or it's going to be a daily thing. Basically, like, whatever time grants me, to where we're going to sit down and we're going to go over these articles very briefly. We're going to go over them, have a summarize the actual article. And then when we summarize that article, we're going to break down things to know as a cybersecurity beginner, or like the little bit threat intel, what we have to, get from this actual article. And then we're going to sit down and also figure out how can we relay this to stakeholders. How can we relay this to people that do not know anything? You'll tell them like, oh man, it's a phishing attack that just happened in the organization, or this malware has been released that's been, leaking information through emails. And they're like, so why do we care? Why do we care? And I'm like, well, I mean, if at the end of the day, it's all about money, right? So like, if I'm getting malware sent to my emails to my employees, and my employees are susceptible to these, type of attacks, and we're not training them and everything, and leaking information, the customer client's information out to the attacker, trust is gone. And with that trust, I can't trust you. I can't give you money if I can't trust you. So yeah, so I think this is what I'm helping out the viewers and also helping myself to basically dissect what we would learn, and how can we relay this, and what we can take from it, becoming a better cybersecurity professional. Like I said, I've been in the field. I've been studying in the field for 2 years in a bachelor's degree. And I'm going for my master's now, and I'm just feeling like, I've been doing Hack Me labs and all that, and I just think this would be a good way to, I don't know, help out everybody else, showcase what I know. How can I dissect everything? How help you dissect everything when it comes to these articles. And 'cause I'll be honest with you, I don't like reading. Like I get most of my news through podcasts. But you know what? Anyway, I'm rambling off. So we're gonna get into it. So here, the first one we're gonna talk about here, hacker news, and I dabble both in hacker news and dark reading. So there'll be videos where I'll sit there and I either do both or I do one. So yeah, that's it. It's my first time, second time doing this. But anyway, so hacker news today. So Oyster backdoor spreading via Trojanized popular software downloads. So again, like I said, I don't really like reading. I try to skim through it and give my best summary about it. So let me know if you want me to actually read through this whole thing. I think it's not even that long. I mean, we can read through it. So you know what? We'll read through this one. This is a short one, and then I'll give you my summarization of the article and everything that I found out from this article. So okay, so a malvertising campaign is leveraging Trojanized installers for popular software such as Google Chrome and Microsoft Teams to drop a backdoor called Oyster, aka Broomstick and Cleanup Loader. Oh, so they trying to, like a back door to a house, right? I'm from the country, man. Like you leave that back door open, man. It's like you leave the front door open. The front door stays locked. The front door stays locked all day. You know what I'm saying? But the back door stays. We keep it open, just because easy access, especially from like my room and everything. The back door. I'm like boom, boom, boom. Back door, make a right. There's my room. But you don't just like how if you don't understand what a back door is, understand it in a sense of a house, right? Like I just said, the front door, everybody can see you coming in and out the front door, your neighbors, people driving down the road, everything, right? But a back door, like to your house, I mean, you may not be seen. You may be seen by one or two people, and they be like, whatever, or you may not be seen at all, and then you just go right through the door and just do what you need to do, come out, and nobody knows what you're doing. Nobody even probably know that you're in there. So that's how I look at it as a back door. But anyway, that's according to findings from Rapid7, which identified lookalike websites hosting the malicious payloads that users are redirected to after searching for them on search engines like Google and Bing. So wow, okay. So which identified lookalike websites hosting? Oh wow, okay. So the threat actors are luring unsuspecting users to fake websites purporting to contain legitimate software, but attempting to download the setup binary launches a but attempting to download the setup binary launches a malware infection chain instead. So you're getting reroute to a fake website, and then you downloading the malware. You think you're downloading a certain software or whatever, but you're downloading the binary that launches a malware infection chain. That's crazy. I be wondering how they be doing that. I'm gonna look that, bro. I met, and I'm sorry to get off topic, but I met this dude at a tech meetup, and he literally specializes in creating malware. That shit blew my mind. I was like, oh, well, hey, hey, probably Navy. I gotta, this is raw, dude. This is how I talk, but not all the time. But anyway, I thought it was really awesome that he could literally he has people that he trained in actually detecting malware, and he would literally legit come up with ideas and ways to like unpack certain infections within Windows machines. Like he just come up, he's like, yeah, man, I just come up with something, I look something up, or and I try to look up a certain malware, and I try to make it similar to what it is, almost identical, but then I put my own spin on it to where it's kind of challenging for my mentees to actually find out or try to get or stop the malware. And I was like, wow, I never heard that. I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting more into incident response, being an incident responder and learning more about Windows registries and stuff. But if this leads me to like knowing about malware, then I might do that. I ain't gonna lie. But anyway, specifically, the executable serves as a pathway for a backdoor called Oyster, which is capable of gathering information, okay, about the compromised host, communicating with a hard-coded command and control C2C address, and supporting remote code execution. Yeah, from what I've been learning, if you can do remote code execution, that's a big that's something serious. I did one lab and I used Silver as my C2C, and it was a lab where you're infiltrating a Windows 10 machine. I was using an Ubuntu server to basically host the C2C, and it's amazing how once that person activates that executable, but if they are admin and they execute it, and as soon as I see it, it's crazy how like as soon as they execute it on the Windows machine, you just boom, you just see like bam, the session ID, and boom, only thing you have to do is use session ID or use and whatever the session ID name is, and boom, and then you would do get privs. So get so like the command for silver CDC is like get privs, and once if you got a long list of privileges, oh you're done, you're done, you're done. It's over. Like I got all access. I can do anything I want. I can change login screens. I can passwords, put users on there, all that stuff. But anyway, but yeah, that's a no-no. Support remote. Okay, okay. Wow. While Oyster has been observed in the past being delivered by means of a dedicated loader component known as broomstick loader, aka Oyster installer, the latest attack chains entail the direct deployment of the backdoor. The malware is said to be associated with the ITG G23, a Russian-linked group behind the TrickBot malware. Bro, there's a lot of Russian APTs out there. Damn. ITGT, and where do you come up with these names? Anyway, the execution of the malware is followed by the installation of legitimate Microsoft Teams software in an attempt to keep up the rules and avoid raising red flags. So it's all about the installation. So they basically instead of so it's like you see my hand here, you know what my right hand, but you know what my left hand doing, right? So basically, you they downloading Microsoft Teams software so you won't so no red flags will show up when the actual malware is being installed on your system or executing in this case executing on your system. Rapid7 said it also observed the malware being used to spawn a PowerShell script responsible for setting up persistence on the system. Oh wow, damn. So now they got a PowerShell script and it persists the system. So basically, it just keeps on going. Wow, okay. The disclosure comes as a cybercrime group known as Rogue Radicate. Wow, are you serious? Is that a Pokemon name? They usually use a Pokemon name. Wow, okay, Rogue Radicate. Anyway, has been attributed as behind an email phishing campaign that employs PDF decoys to entice users into clicking on a malware URL and deliver net support rats or remote X. Oh Lord, I forgot. Is it remote access Trojan? Forgive me on this. I forgot. You can forgetting my. Oh, we know what a rat is. Well, there's different words, but yeah. Anyway, remote access Trojan. Yeah, I was right. Okay, cool. I have my acronyms. Hey, dude, military, bro. I'm telling you, bro. In military, you have so many acronyms that you have to remember, dude. It's ridiculous. On top of the stuff that you learn in IT, and then now cybersecurity is crazy. But anyway, so they're behind. So wow, has been attributed. So you click the decoy, and when you click the decoy, then you download a net supported rat. Wow, okay. And this is they show it right here, Microsoft Teams download.com, Trojanized software. Wow, this is crazy. So it makes it seem as you downloading this, but actuality you okay. If a user is successfully tricked into clicking on the URL, they will be led via a traffic distribution system TDS into the rest of the chain and in the end have net support remote access tool deployed on their machine, Syntax says. So traffic distribution system, hey, and I'm like I said, we all learning, so I really want to know what so commonly referred to as TDS in a cyber crime discussion is a favorite tool among seasoned criminals for efficiently distributing incoming victim computer traffic, minimizing detection noise from both bots and security systems, thus further evading detection. Okay. We all learning here, man. I'm learning. I like learning. It also coincides with the emergence of a new phishing as a service, that's new, platform called Onyx Store that allows customers to orchestrate phishing campaigns using embedded QR codes and PDF attachments that leads victims to credential harvesting pages. Oh, wow. Onyx Store, which also offers bulletproof hosting and RDP services via a Telegram bot, is believed to be a rebranded version of the caffeine phishing kit, which was first documented by Google-owned Mandiant in October 2022, with the service maintained by Arabic, God, I can't say Arabic-speaking threat actor named Mr. Coder. Wow. Okay. Besides using Cloudflare's anti-bot mechanism to evade detection by phishing website scanners. So Wow. Talk about mechanisms to evade detection by phishing web. Okay. URLs distributed via the question campaign come embedded with encrypted JavaScript that's decoded during page load in order to collect victims' network metadata and relay two-factor authentication tokens. Bro, that is crazy, dude. That is crazy. Onyx Store so big. So not okay. It's not enough that they have to evade it, use the anti Cloudflare's anti-bot mechanism, but they also want you. They said they have JavaScript embedded in the code so they can decode your to get your tokens for your your two MFA. Wow, that's crazy. So Onyx Store has a two-factor authentication bypass mechanism that intercepts two-factor authentication requests from victims. A collected IQ researcher Otter said, "Okay, I'm recording. Sorry about that. I'm recording. Don't even knock, man. The phishing pages look like real Microsoft 365 login interfaces, tricking targets into entering their authentication details. Okay, that's okay. Let's well after reading this, let's break it down. So these are I got my notes here. So basically, so a new mal advertising campaign is using Trojanized installers for popular software like Google Chrome and Microsoft Teams to deploy the Oyster backdoor. Okay, this malware collects information, communicates with command and control servers, and executes remote code. The campaign involves fake websites mimicking legitimate software download sites. Once installed, the backdoor also installs legitimate software to avoid detection. Okay, so things to know as a threat analyst. So things to know that we should know as a threat analyst or even as a cybersecurity professional in my case, right? So what I've learned. So advertising campaigns, be aware of Trojanized installers for popular software, right? So that's crazy. So like be careful when it comes to, oh, I see this certain website or application I want to download and you know, you got to be careful. URL from what I'm learning so far, you don't want to have you want to check out the URL. I think it's like similar to like how phishing attacks happen, right? Bank of America, they have all these domains that they get or whatever, and like it's like one little letter within that domain name, like it's Bank of America, but the of the letter the word of, right, instead of an O is a zero. I think you need to start watching out for that, especially when it comes to downloading popular software, just knowing about it. Being aware, like does this look legit? Is this look trust your gut feeling, like this little download dialogue, this little dialogue I'm getting to download Chrome doesn't really look right. Like this don't look official. You know what I'm saying? Or if you know about getting Microsoft 365, you download it from the actual website. You don't just get it from some random site, from somewhere else, right? So Oyster Backdoor. So Oyster Backdoor collects information, communicates with C2C servers, and communicates remote. Oh, and supports remote code execution. Again, like I said before, I used Silver C2C one time in one of my labs, and it was like I said, once that person has admin privileges and they execute it under their account, it's over for me. It's over for them because I can get in and have all kinds of ways of doing what I need to do using their permissions, right? Um, yeah, and of course, back like I said before with backdoors is just like an actual house. Like when you go to your house, right? The back door, you go through the back door, nobody knows you're in the house. Unless you want them to know if you turn the lights on or whatever, but go through the back door, do what you need to do, come back out. But if you go from the front, everybody knows who you are. So that's how I look at it. Delivery method, fake websites mimicking legitimate download sites. So with that being said, again, I will look at the URL still just to verify because I build websites for a hobby sometimes. And when you want to get a domain name, some of these domain names, if you get bankofamerica.com and they trying to sell it, that thing might go for like $10 million or something like that. It's going to be a very, very, very expensive URL, right? So that's why attackers usually get other domains that's similar to what that that main one is, like I said before, replacing certain letters, saying a different way, or using the acronym of that website, using the acronym of the company as the domain name for the website, right? Whatever. But yeah, just yeah, be careful with that. I mean, you can look at certain intricacies of the website. If it looks old, it looks like if it's been just spun up last night, then yeah, you know for a fact that okay, don't look at it. Um, yeah, man, that's all I can say. What else you can look at? I mean, you can go and like inspect the actual website, but I wouldn't go as that far. I mean, if you don't know really about what website traffic is and everything like that, but if you do, you can do an inspect the website itself, the developer tools. So next one, associated threat groups, linked to ITG23, known for the TrickBot malware. Again, the one like I said, so that's another we have to know about. So now that's another is linked to the ITG23. So basically, do your research on them. Matter of fact, ITG23, TrickBot still active. So where are they now? So like, yeah, so do your research. You can it has discounted use of the TrickBot and Bazaar loader as of December 2021, February 2022, respectively. So like you can do your research on them and everything. So add them to your known list of people that you need to know about, especially if it's pertaining what you're trying to do in your field. I think. Persistent mechanism using PowerShell scripts for persistence. So basically running one script and just persistently like just getting it like just having access to that one machine or having access to whoever they download the Microsoft Teams application or like they download it, but of course, it's like, hey, you downloading Microsoft Teams, but hey, you're executing my malware at the same time, but you just don't know that, you know what I'm saying? Um, avoid detection, so installs legitimate software post infection. So basically, like it said in the back in the actual they literally using like besides using cloud for anti-bot mechanisms to evade detection by phishing website scanners, the URL distributed via the question can come embedded with encrypted JavaScript that's decoded during the page load in order to collect victims' network metadata and relay two-factor authentication tokens. That's crazy to me, dude. So that's a way to avoid detection and get in token. I mean, it's crazy. Wow. Anyway, phishing campaigns roll eradicate again with the Pokemon name group using email phishing with PDF decoys. So again, I wouldn't even I wouldn't even scan. To me personally, a QR code in a PDF and an email, I wouldn't even scan it in the first place. Like I wouldn't even sit there and give it the time of day. I'm like, okay, now I'm not gonna do that, bro. Come on. Who sends QR codes through email, man? Usually when I see a QR code, it's like somebody legit has a QR code and they're like, "Here's my resume," or the one. I mean, still, you still have to be more on your P's and Q's because still somebody can just say, "Hey, scan my QR code," and now guess what? You scan it and then your phone is infected or whatever, right? So you still got to be mindful of that. But come on, man, like it's some things that you have to learn and be like a QR code within the email and the PDF file, nah, we're not falling for that. And then lastly, phishing as a service, which is new to me. Phishing, Onyx Store offering phishing services with QR codes and two-factor authentication bypass mechanisms. That's bro, everything is as a service now. Phishing as a service. So now we know about PHAASS. That's crazy, dude. Phishing as a service, and they selling them like hotcakes, people. So explaining to stakeholders. So this is where we explain to stakeholders right here. So explaining to stakeholders. So overview, a new cybersecurity threat is spreading via fake software downloads. This campaign installs a backdoor known as the Oyster, which can steal information, execute remote commands, right? Impact on the business, right? So impact would be risk of data breach. Compromised systems can lead to data theft. Operational disruption. So remote code execution can disrupt business operations, right? Distributed denial of service. In that case, that's one way, right? Reputation damage. Again, like I said, customers losing trust due to security breaches. If I don't trust you, I'm not giving you my money at the end of the day. So I think That would be good. That would be good right there. Saying that, I think once it goes all to money with stakeholders, for people that is not non-technical, yeah, come on, bro. You don't trust, if they don't trust you, they ain't gonna give you the money. That's as simple as that, right? So actionable steps. So employee training, educate users on recognizing phishing attempts and fake download sites. That's one way you can. That's one actionable step. Of course, employee training, letting them know about phishing scams, letting them know about fake downloads, letting them know about fake websites, how to spot that. Well, not really fake websites, but I would say train them on spotting the URLs themselves. Again, Bank of America. If you look at it and it's like, why does that O look strange? Okay, it's a zero. The way you don't trust it, you know. Software verification, so ensure downloads are from official sources. So like I know one thing I would say with that, well, not say with that. Well, I said one thing, if there's a software that's proprietary software to your business, that's probably like an rare case, because your company built it for your organization to use. Because I know like with my MacBook, right? There's certain things that I download, and Mac automatically says, okay, we're not playing, we're not gonna load this on your computer because we don't even trust it. And that's why I have all these other software on here that once I download it, it'll scan it, see what's going on with it. Again, you can never be 100% secure. So whatever the applications scan is whatever they pick up, you know. At the end of the day, it's all about trust. Do you trust this source? Do you trust this download? Do you trust where this is coming from? You know. Monitoring detection. So implement tools to detect unusual activities related to remote access tools and backdoors. That's another way, another actionable step. EDRs maybe. I'm working with EDR. Lima Charlie is one of them. I've also used Wuzza. If you ever heard of Wuzza, Wuzza is an open source EDR slash SIM tool. I used to use it for a nonprofit when I was doing IT help desk, because I was like, it was a nonprofit, and I was doing it because, grandmother was doing something big for the community, and I was like, if she can get affordable medicine to others for free, I'm gonna give my services for free to them to help them out and make sure they up and running. And I just use them as a test to where, monitoring their laptops and their desktops, wherever they at. Um, and then the last, incident response. Develop a robust response plan for potential malware infections. So again, like I said, I'm trying to be an incident responder, and like you have, matter of fact, it's killing me right now. I'm sorry. No, because I was telling containment. That's what it is. So okay, so like yeah, so the 7 steps to incident response, I call it the way I in the military, there's a lot of acronyms, so there's a lot of things how I will remember stuff. And my acronym for this one is pick Earl. I pick Earl. That's how I remember. So preparation, identification, containment, eradication, recovery, and lessons learned. That's how I remember it. Pick Earl. I pick Earl. The same way I remember TCP IP in a can. No, in a tin. Yeah, because TCP, like, because you got network, internet, and then transport. Oh Lord, I forgot. But no, I mean, yeah, just I'm having brain fart, man. I've been going hard these past couple of weeks, man. But anyway, there's acronyms I remember, and then one of them, like as an incident responder, this is what you have to remember right here: preparation, identification, containment. So prepare for it, identify what's going on, contain the actual threat that's going on, eradicate it, destroy it. How would you get rid of it? Recovery. So do you have backups? Do you have a way to back up or not way to back up? Do you have any backups for a server that's been compromised, a computer that has been compromised? Do you have a backup store somewhere other than on site? That's when you have to look into the cold site, warm site, and hot sites and all that stuff and everything, and then incremental backups, full backups. Do you have that, already set up when stuff like this happens? And then learning and retest. Well, they added retesting. So learning, So what did you learn from the whole experience, about the malware, about how you responded to it, what can be done, what can be improve upon. If you think the way that everything was handled was successful, then maybe you can use that as a new way of doing everything. You know, maybe it was the first time that you had to implement the IT help desk, data engineers. Maybe it happened in the cloud, so you put in cloud engineers and everything. You put them together and be like, oh, okay, well this all worked. Maybe next time, maybe we meet up. Cause I, matter of fact, the reason I got that idea was from Black Hills. It was the Incident Responder Summit that I was watching, and one of the instructors, he was telling his story about how he actually talked to people and combined, like basically linked up with other people and had a relationship with the IT help desk, people from data engineering, people from other parts of the cloud infrastructure, like that ran, different parts of the cloud, and how they worked together to solve a problem that was going on. I think it was a leak with Juniper notebooks, and how a attacker could literally, I think it was create a Juniper notebook and be able to get into another Juniper notebook without having the, I think it was lack of identification, because identification, asset management, yeah, access management. So they were able to spin up a Juniper notebook in the same actual network. I think it was a private network. I want to say private or public network. I think it was a public network. And he was able to basically laterally jump. So he was able to pivot, or pivot from one Juniper notebook instance to another, that one was actually in and was connected to other places within the cloud infrastructure, and he was able to go from there. Um Pretty interesting. But yeah, I got that like from him when it came to lessons learned. What can we learn, and what new ways that we can actually come together and get the job done fast. So yeah, that's it. That's why I read in this one. Like I said, the backdoor for that's pretty interesting. So next one, we're gonna jump into SolarWinds, which I've used SolarWinds. I have a friend that work at SolarWinds. I ain't talked to him in a while. I talked to him recently. Hopefully see him during July 4th. He's coming back home for the July. But yeah, he worked SolarWinds and everything. I may ask him about this too. I may ask him about this. Matter of fact, I might ask him about this after this. Yeah, to see if he knew about this and everything. But anyway, we know about certain attacks that happen with SolarWinds. We already know and everything. Matter of fact, I talked. Well, I didn't. I heard more about it when I was at my tech meetup the last couple of weeks, and it was interesting how they were like explaining everything and about the attack, and it was, oh my god, it was kind of scary, dude. I was just sitting there listening. I didn't want to talk. I just wanted to listen to see their thoughts and what they learned from it and everything. But anyway, let's get into the next one. So this one, we're not going to read actually through it. I'm just going to go ahead and just go into my summary of it. So basically with this one, SolarWinds serve you vulnerability under attack patch immediately. So basically high severity vulnerability, CVE 2024-28995. And SolarWinds serve you file transfer software is being actively exploited. This directory traversal flaw allows attackers to read sensitive files on affected systems. The vulnerability impacts all versions of before ServU 15.4.2 HF2. Security researchers emphasize the importance of immediate patching to prevent data breaches and further exploitation. So basically the list of products acceptable to the CVE. So right here, ServU, FTP server, gateway, MFT server, and so I'm assuming Microsoft server and file servers. 15.4, 15.4. Um, oh wow. So things to know from this. So things to know is, of course, the CVE 2024-28995 directory traversal flaw. Matter of fact, let's see if we can look that up real quick. I like looking. I know I'm like off on a. No, 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 no. Let's go back. Okay, cool. So we're gonna go national. So end of the assessment not yet provided. So known affected software configurations, CPE. Oh, so it's up to it and exclude. So these are the known software configurations showing matching. No matching CPEs found yet. So this is pretty okay. Hyperlink. Okay, so base score is a 7.5 high. Impact score 3.6. Exploitability score. Excuse me, yeah, it's 3.9. Attack vector network. Attack complexity is low. Confidentiality is high, and then integrity and availability is none. Scope is unchanged. All right. And then same thing. So CNA and then this NVD. So let's see. Okay. So here, so severity 8.6, first published 6/5/2024, fixed version. So they give you the fixed version here. Summary SolarWinds server is susceptible to a directory traversal vulnerability that will allow access to read sensitive files on the host machine. Oh, okay. Acknowledgements Hussein Daher. Excuse me if I'm butchering that name so much, but yeah. Okay. All right, cool. So severity score says CVSS score 8.6 that we saw before. High severity vulnerability. Affected versions, all versions prior to ServView 15.4.2 HF2. So if y'all running SolarWinds ServView, hey man, look into this, especially if you're using the FTP server gateway, MFT server, and file server here. Exploitation allow attackers to recensor the files if the path is known. Discovery found by Hussein Daher from Web Immunify. Please, if Hussein, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry if I'm butchering your name, dude. I'm so sorry. Exploit availability, publicly available proof of concept. So publicly available proof of concept. So you know what? Hey, listen, man. I'm a person. If some things I don't know, proof of concept. We'll do proof of concept. Let's put cyber. That's just me, man. Because if I don't know, I'm gonna find out. Refers to showing that something is possible. For example, in technology and cybersecurity, a POC proves that a specific vulnerability can be used to gain unauthorized access or perform unintended actions on a system. A POC exploit is the method or trick used to take advantage of a vulnerability. Okay, cool. Attack. So see, we learning, bro. Attack activity actively exploited, targeting sensitive files like /etc/password. So I'm gonna tell you about /etc/password. Linux, right? If you're a Linux user, matter of fact, look at this. Look at this. I got a whole look at this. My mat. This is a mat. See, don't drink and root. Literally, I have a mat of all my commands here, dude. Like that's how much. Well, I'm gonna say it like this. That's how much. First of all, how I forget commands sometimes. That's why I got this place mat. Like I got hardware information. I got SSH login, directory navigation, search, process management. I bought this just because for one, I do like Linux. I do, and I always want to get into Linux, the Linux side of things, architecture, environments. I always want to get into it and learn more about it. I've done labs on it. It's just I like to do it, you know, in an actual environment, right? But anyway, and two, most of these servers are run off Linux anyway, right? But no, I know /etc/password passwd. Yeah, it stores password, but it doesn't actually store. We all know that it doesn't store the password. It used to back in the day, but now it's /etc/shadow that actually stores the passwords. Oops, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean that's sensitive, but still, /etc/password WD is still sensitive file because it also has all the users, the usernames, their groups they're a part of, you know. Um, but yeah, so I don't know how I was gonna go with that, but yeah, like, I mean, it's like so that's sensitive files and everything like that, man. I mean, damn, that's just so I'm assuming it's going for Linux and everything. Mitigation, immediate patching to version 15.4. So they already have it's crucial. So I think we already looked it up. They already have a patch for it. and everything. Um, if I begun to conduct opportunistic weaponizing flaws. Okay. But yeah, and then potential impact, data theft, extortion, and further attacks through information disclosure. So that's the potential impact. So stakeholders, this is how I break it down to explain to the stakeholders. So overview, a critical vulnerability in SolarWinds ServView software is being actively exploited, allowing unauthorized access to sensitive files, right? So impact on business, data security, unauthorized access to sensitive files can lead to data breaches. Operational risk, exploitation can disrupt operations and compromise system integrity. And then financial risk, potential of financial loss due to data theft and extortion. You know, hey, I got your data, pay me money if you want to get it back. Ransomware, you know. Actionable steps, so immediate patching, ensure all systems are up to date to the latest version. Like we already saw before, like we literally went to the NIST website and then went to the website themselves and get, oh, here's a patch. Vulnerability management, regularly scan for vulnerabilities and apply patches promptly. Um, And with that being said, yeah, do patches, but also, I don't know. I think it's like when you, I feel like when you do updates, because I've had this problem before. When you do updates and that certain update doesn't work with a certain application that is used for work, that you use for work, and it doesn't play nicely with the update that you have or that you actually implemented, then you got to go roll it back, let the help desk know, hey man, this update you try to push out is not really working with the application I have, but you know for a fact that the application or not application, the update is crucial for the actual operating system or whatever you're trying to upload, right? I don't know. Me personally, I would just update it. I would run the application and run it into a virtual machine that has that or whatever, and it's like isolated from the, if it needs internet access, then I mean, of course, that's redundant, you don't need to do that. But I feel like that application is only can be run locally on your machine, and I run it on a VM, and then just update the whole operating system first, right? Update the operating system without touching, and the, you know, the VM just stay the way it is, right? I don't know, this is something random I thought of. Anyway, lastly, oh no, monitoring, implement monitoring for use unusual access patterns and file reads, and then employee training. Again, always employer, always train your employees. I say employees, they're already employed. Educate staff on cybersecurity hygiene and phishing prevention. So, yeah, that's wild, dude. No, it's like I know it's not interesting. It's like wild how people just come up with stuff like that. Like it's like you find it out. Like, oh wow, his he don't have SSH on this. I can telnet into this. Or no, he doesn't have, like, say for example, like, he doesn't have SSH configured on his server, and he's telnetting, and I'm seeing all his passwords, all his traffic. Oh, okay, cool. Man in the middle attack. Boom, boom, boom. Set it up. He can send it to me. He think he sent it to the server, but he sent it to me. Get it, get all his information. All right, cool. Send it off. So next time he gets off, all that I need to do, I got all his information. Log right in myself. Proof of concept. I was going to look over this. A file transfer product has been targeted by a wide range of adversaries. Honeypot service, so weaponizing the flaw against its honeypot service to access sensitive files, like with attempts also recorded from China. Jesus Christ. Could be a stepping stone for attackers by gaining access to sensitive information like credentials and system files. Attackers can use the information to launch further attacks, a technique called chaining. This can lead to more widespread compromise, potentially impacting other systems and applications. So they can gain access to sensitive like credentials, system files. Attackers can use that information to launch further attacks. So I get the information, credentials, and then I can use that to go do more attack. Okay, chaining. Got you. Okay, makes sense. Now, lastly, we're gonna talk about this one. Government U.S. bans Kaspersky software, citing national security risk. Now I've been hearing about these people for a while. I've used some of their products before, and when I read over this. I saw the article and I read it. I'm like, oh shit, what happened? I mean, I mean, some of these this company they this company was one of the ones that I would actually get my news from or know about certain things and when it comes to securing stuff and everything. And I'm like, I see that like bans to Kaspersky software. I'm like, okay. So we gonna get straight into it. So the U.S. So this is a brief summary of it. So the U.S. Department of Commerce has banned Kaspersky Lab software, citing national security risk due to the company's potential ties to oh shit, like I said before, Russian government. The ban affects all Kaspersky, if I'm saying it right, operations and subsidiaries in the U.S. and current customers are urged to switch to alternative security solution within 100 days. It was a reason why I listen. I used it before, and I that was way back when, and I stopped using it. And I'm like, but when I saw this, I'm like, oh wow, oh my god, the jurisdiction and control of Russian government, and that its software provides Kremlin access to sensitive U.S. customer information, as well as allow for installing malicious software or withholding critical updates. Jesus, bro. Sometimes I be thinking, is it propaganda or is this actually like legit? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, damn. Has also been added to the entity list for their cooperation with Russian military intelligence authorities in support of the Russian government cyber intelligence. Good lord, dude. The Moscow headquartered firm, which serves over 4 million customers, and my thing of it is, it. I hope they didn't know this whole shit in company was headquartered in Moscow the whole goddamn entire time. I hope not. I hope not. Because my thing of it is, if we're not playing nice with these people and all this stuff is going on, why in the world would you get a company in the US that is literally headquartered in Moscow, where the Kremlin is located, to do business in America to serve security services and software? I, whatever. Anyway, you know what? The ban affects all Kaspersky operations subsidiaries. Okay, yeah, we said that. So like things to know as a threat intelligence analyst or as a cybersecurity professional, a beginner. What we need to know. I'm sorry. I'm just like wow. Okay. Reasons for the ban tied to Russian government posing a national security risk. Duh. Scope of ban includes all Kaspersky subsidiaries and affiliates in the U.S. Deadline: current users have 100 days to find alternatives. If you part of, please find alternatives in the next 100 days. So I'm assuming 100 days from when this was dropped, which was today. Okay, yeah, of course. Potential risk: data theft, espionage, system malfunction, historical context, previous bans and controversies involving Kaspersky. Oh my God, stakeholders. So this is for the stakeholders, for those that's trying to explain this article to people that's like, why? Why should we care? Why should we care at all? So, stakeholders, the U.S. government's ban on Kaspersky Labs is a precautionary measure to protect national security from potential cyber threats linked to the Russian government. This decision affects all American users of Kaspersky software, urging them to transition to other cybersecurity solutions to avoid risks of data breaches and system vulnerabilities. Business decisions: Kaspersky cybersecurity strategy. Reevaluate and update cybersecurity product protocols to exclude Kaspersky products. First thing, that's the first thing you need to do. Reevaluate your life security wise and kick them out. Vendor selection: choose alternative security vendors with no ties to foreign governments posing security risks. So now I think with this being out in the public now, people are going to be more, they're going to do way more research now on certain vendors now. Like if I wasn't reading this, I'm like, you no, dude. I'm about to do more research on you. Like all before it probably was like this. Hey, we found a solution that can help, a firewall solution that can help us in our organization. We can put this on the outside of our network our infrastructure on that like outbound for ingress. Oh yeah, we should use that. That's how it was, right? Like oh, it's a firewall. We can just throw it in there. We don't care about the vendor. Oh, it does its job, right? It does it, whatever. Now you got to look at, okay, hold on, partner. That firewall we trying to put in, that hardware, firewall, software, whatever we using. Who built that thing? Like, who made this? let's do some OSINT. Let's do some open source intelligence on this company. Let's try to figure out where they're based from. Are we good with them? And then what are their intentions, right? Oh wow, now you gotta do all that. So risk management, conduct thorough risk assessments and ensure compliance with new regulations to safeguard data integrity. So yeah, so now you got to do risk assessments because now you found out that the person that you were using in your company is part of the Kremlin and all this stuff, and now you got to go back and reevaluate your whole life when it comes to security and all the risks because you took a lot of risks when you found out and read this article saying like, oh wow, I mean, apparently from reading this, they had problems in the past. I'm thinking like if three strikes you out. If I'm seeing three things that you messing up on, I'm gone. Like I don't know. I don't. That's just me. If I ask you three times and that's it, I'm not gonna ask no more. So yeah. So that's okay. Yeah. Well, that is the ending of the explanation for stakeholders, and that concludes um the cybersec threat intel news briefing. I'm still coming up with a new name. Still trying to figure out how often I'm gonna do this. I said Friday. I'm thinking about doing it once a week. There's so much news, so much information. I can't really be like taking the time to like talking the way I'm talking right now. Like not talking the way I'm talking, but like the length of the video and everything. I don't want to sit there and every single day I talk, which would be nice, but I got a life, man. I got work. I got other things I want to do. I got dreams, you know. But I'm thinking about doing it every Friday. I thought about doing it at night or somewhat in the morning. I'm still thinking about doing it at night, you know. Everybody just chill, they got off of work, you want to hear some cybersecurity news, you can play it in the background or something like that. That's what I'm thinking, sipping on some, a bourbon or whatever like that, and just read the news, and if you want to hear my voice, but anyway. But yeah, let me know. I don't know. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments when I upload this. Let me know if this was beneficial to you. Let me know if this is worthwhile watching. Um, Let me know anything that you feel that I need to add on to it. Anything I should add on to like better further explaining um the events or explaining these articles. And yeah, until next time, thank you for watching. Again, this is the Tad IT. Thank you for joining me on the channel for the CyberSafe Threat Intel Brief. And I catch y'all next time.